Hello guys, in this video we are going to be making product animation. This video is of a request of one of my subscribers, so I hope you are watching this. Alright, now I'll have to move to the animation workspace. As you can see, it's dark here. Let me first I'll add the camera, but before I do, you will see that I have two other collections for different bottles. I have the pink bottle and I have the silver bottle. This I duplicated the other bottles from here, then added colors, and those two other bottles are going to be included in the animation. So I'll add a camera. Move this backwards. Okay, change the resolution, change the rotation of the camera, make it 0. Then give it at 90 degrees on the x-axis, move this upwards, and then click on 0 on your numpad to view the camera view. On here, I'm going to have this at 1350 to have like an Instagram resolution. So for the frame rate, I'm going to have it at 60 frame rate per second. 60 frame rate per second is just good for animation, 3D animation. Then I will come here. I will have this at cycles, and then this is the settings I have on my viewport is 64. On the render is 256, and then I'll come to color management. I'll have this at high contrast. So now I'm going to add so for the camera, I'm going to have this at 95 and the focal length of 95. Higher focal length for product animation just looks nice. Then I'll come here and I'll add my light. Name this collection light. Okay. Lighting. How about lights? Alright. So the first light I'll be using is area light. Then give it a rotation of 90 degrees. On the x-axis, move it here. I'm going to increase the intensity to maybe like 100, and then this I'm going to have it shape. I'm going to have it at rectangle, and I'm going to let me come here. I'm going to decrease this, and then also increase here. So now you can see what we have. Let me go to this view so that I can actually see. Then move this downwards a bit. Move this forward somewhere like this. Then move it upwards. Move it forward again a bit. Alright, so this is what we have. I'm okay with this. I'm going to this. I don't want to be seeing this other part of the view and the camera, so I'm going to remove it by just moving this passepartout, and then now everything is dark. I can only see the camera view, no borders, no transparent borders. All right, so let me go to the rendered view, and then now I will add a circle. Let me decrease the circle to 8. Then move it upwards. I'm going to select this, then shift select this, Control P, parent, then move this back like this. So now for the animation, and I'm going to animate only the rotation, and for the animation, I'll be animating the lamp, the light, using this circle. You just watch and see. So I'm going to click on I, I'm going to animate only the rotation. So on frame 100, it's on one, it's on, then I'm going to take it to, I'm going to take it to frame 100. Then I'm going to rotate it to 90 degrees like this. Then I'm going to click on I rotation. So now look at what we have. It is flash. Looks nice. It is flash. Looks nice. But okay, let me try to rotate it a bit somewhere like this, just to also bring out the text. So here I'm going to override this rotation by clicking on rotation again. So I'm going to go back, and this is what we have. Looking nice already. So the next animation will be the camera animation. So, and for animating the camera, I will have to add another camera. So I'm going to come here, select the cam, and add another camera. Or I can just duplicate this rather than adding another camera. I can just duplicate it. Shift D, move it upwards. So now we have two cameras in. We have two cameras. It's going to conflict between which camera I want to see at a particular frame rate, or at a particular frame of my animation. So I have to tell Blender that, okay, I want this camera to be on the first 100 frames and then jump to this on the other frames. So how do I do that? I'm going to bind them. I'm going to bind these cameras to marker. So you just come here on this page and you can click on M on your keyboard, or you can just come to marker and then you see, where is it? Add marker. You add marker, then you come here again, marker, then you write bind camera to markers. So now this camera is already attached to these frames, and then now this I'm going to make it attached to the first 100 frames, so that when it comes to 100 frames, it jumps to this camera. Also, I'm going to do the same similar action that I did to this other camera. So I'm going to click on M to mark marker, then Control B, and then bind camera to marker. So now you see what happens. So now you see it goes like this, then it disappears. It actually did not disappear. That's because there's no light. It actually jumps to this camera. So let me come back to this view and you see what happened. So you see it like disappeared. It's not looking at this camera is not looking at the object. So I'm going to have it look at the object. So now you see. So it goes, jumps, goes, jumps, goes, jumps. And you can see now that this thing here, I don't know what this thing is, this triangular thing on top of the camera. You can see that it moves. It moves from one camera to the other. All right. So now that we have this, I'm going to show also the top view of this bottle. I'm going to come here, then move like this, rotate it more, move like this. I also want to animate this camera, and I will be using the I'll be using a circle. So add circle. I'm going to have this at let's say 6/12, just to differentiate it from the other circle. So I'm going to move this up, reduce the size, there. Then this, select the camera, then the circle, then Control P, then parent it. So now when I move the circle, the camera moves. So I'm going to start my animation at this point. So here like this, eye rotation. Then on 200, I think I'm going to rotate it to somewhere like this. And then I'll add a little bit of twist to the animation, some dynamism. So I'm going to also rotate it on the y-axis to somewhere like to somewhere like this. And then let's see. Yep. And then I'm going to click on eye rotation. So let's play it and see what we have. So now you see, rotate. We also have to animate the camera itself. So I'm going to on this part of on the camera view, I'm going to click on G, the middle mouse button to move it close to somewhere like this, and then move this up somewhere like this. And then I'm going to click on I. On the location is what I want to animate. Click on I for location, and then on frame 200, I'm also going to zoom it, then take it, raise it up. Should I move it here? I'm going to click on I location. So now you see what we have. Looking nice. Then it zooms. And I'm going to increase these frames to like 300 for now. Right. So on frame, okay, I'm going to have it like 500. Hopefully this is enough frames. So on frame 300, I'm going to have it jump back to this camera. So I'm also going to do this similar actions. Marker, add marker, then marker, bind camera to marker. So now you see it jumps to the normal, to the location it used to be. So on frame 299, I'm going to insert keyframe on the location, and then I'll come on frame 100, and then I'll move this backwards, and then move it upwards, like, to this point. So I'm going to insert my keyframe on location. So now I'm going to also come to frame 400, and then move it backwards again. No, wait. I'm going to take it to frame 300, move it like this, move it downwards, somewhere like this. Then I override the location, then come to 400. Then I'm going to move this backwards. Take it, raise it up a bit, move it a bit forward, then I location. So this is the part I'll be adding these other two buttons. I want these two other buttons to appear in my animation at this point. So now you see, let's play the animation to see what we have first. So play it. Zooms. Okay. So I'm going to select here. Seems I made a mistake. On frame 200, I'm going to move this backwards. So on this, I'm also going to move it to 200 like this, because the frames I added were just too much. So now we have this. Well, now I'm going to add the two other bottles. I'm going to be animating the two other bottles. So I'll come here, drop it down, on the silver, I'm going to make it go this other way, this way. But let's select both of them, move them backwards to this point here. So on the silver, I'm going to start, let's see, here on 100. I'm going to start my animation here. So I'm going to click on I, location, just the location that I want to animate. So I'll come to frame 300. Let me take it to 350 for now. So on frame 300, I'm going to click on GX, move it to around, somewhere around here. And sorry, I made a mistake. Select these two, this thing, and then move them backwards. Okay, they are backwards already. So on 300, I'm going to select silver GX. Have it here, and then I in location. Let me bring back the items menu. So on the x-axis, this is what we have. So I'm going to Ctrl+C this, copy. Just wait and see what happens. Why I copied it. So now here I'm going to move it on the opposite of x-axis. I'm going to move it here. So instead of me moving it here and trying to make it exact opposite of this, I'll just copy what I pasted here out the other time. But before I do that, let me add the frame. Let me add one keyframe here. So I on the location, then move it to 300. So on the x-axis, I'm going to Ctrl+V, and then it jumps to here. But I want it to be at the opposite of the silver bottle. So I'm going to add minus to this, -1. I'm also going to click on I, location. So now look at what we have. Three to reduce this keyframe. So now, if you play the animation, you see that the bottles are showing on the frames. I don't want them to show. I don't need the bottles to show on this frame. I only need the bottles to show at the ending. So I'm going to disable the renders. I'm going to disable the renders to only start from 200. So how do I disable the renders? I will have to come here. Then on this, this is while this is enabled, the renders also are enabled. If you don't have this on your own, you have to come here and then check it. This I'll be using them as a guide so that I can see my viewport. So I'm going to disable the render of the pink bottle and the silver bottle on frame 299. So frame 299, sorry, frame 199. No, frame 199, I'm going to disable this, Then I'm also going to disable this. So now inside keyframe, inside keyframe. So now you see they are disabled. You can't see them. When I play the animation now, they are no longer in the frames. I do not need them to be. So I'll go to 200 and then enable everything. They are back, and then inside keyframe. Now you see they are not there. Now they are here. Beautiful. Awesome. So now we've made the animation. We have to deal with the lighting. This is the tricky stage of this is going to determine how good our animation looks. So now I'm going to have it at rendered view. And then I'm going to add, I'm going to call this flow or whatever, or backdrop, or whatever you want to call it. So I'll be adding a backdrop and the floor. So select here, and then I'll be adding a background. I'll be using a plane, then increase the size, make it really big. Then I'm also going to come here, E, Z, have it covering the top. So now I'm going to A, scale. Then I want to have a seamless background. I don't want this cut. So I'm going to, let me move this backwards. So to have a seamless background, I'm going to bevel this part and then shade smooth. So now you see we have a seamless background. Let me add color to this. Color, and make it a bit reflective. Maybe 0.35. 0.35 is okay. You can see it's a bit reflective, and I'm going to make it black. So now we have a dark background. However, we have a bit of an issue. But let's not focus on that now. So I'm going to add more lighting. You see that all of the bottles are just too dark. We do not want them to be this dark. And so for that reason, I'll be adding more lights that will like reflect the front view. So I'm going to add another lamp, which is the area lamp. I'll add it, move it backwards, have it facing the bottles. Increase the size. I'm going to increase the size to 5. And I think I'm going to move it backwards to this point. Rotate it, and then I'm going to have this at 100 and see. Let's try 500. So now you can see it's a bit reflecting. Move it forward. The problem now I have is when I move it forward close to the bottle, you see that the text here, that is the logo, is out of the frame. You have to like zoom it to see. So let me go to home, moving backwards. So now how do we fix this? I'm going to move this backwards again. So let's try to use this as a support. The one color, let's try to use it as a support. So I'm going to click on 5 and see, then raise this. Still the same issue. I'm going to be at 0. So now I'm going to figure out how to make a better lighting. I have to figure this out. I think the best thing to do will be to disable the reflectiveness of this light on these two objects, since they are the ones I don't want reflection on. So I'm going to be using the new Blender tool, the linkage, the light linkage. So I'm going to select this, and then the light, and then I think it's Control L, right? Then here on receive to emitter, I'm going to click on exclude, and then you see the reflection is no longer, this is the only reflection that is bouncing on this surface. When I come here, you see this one is no longer reflecting on the bottle. I'm also going to do the same operation for the pink bottle. Select, Control L, link, receive, exclude. So however, still have an issue. The issue is that this light is also reflecting on these other surfaces, which I don't want. It doesn't look nice. So I'm going to create their own separate light. So let's see how we can do that. This, Control L, exclude, and then this, Control L, exclude, sorry. So for this surface too, I don't want this this hot reflection. It looks weird. So I'm going to select this also, then the surface, exclude. Seems not to be working. Oh, wait. I didn't do it the right way. So now you see there's no this reflection. So I will be adding light specifically for these two bottles. Let's see how we can do that. So Shift A, select the light. Yeah, so guys, this is my thought process. I just keep trying out things till it finally works. Select, move it backwards to this point to like here. And I'm going to move it to this point. I'm going to have this at rectangle. Increase the size. So somewhere like this. Increase the intensity to 100. Is it too much? Let's try 50. All right. We're getting close. I don't want it to reflect this light, so I'm going to select this, game cage, exclude. Now we have this. So now the issue we have is that this bottle is also not receiving much light, and we want it to be visible, very visible on our scene. So I'm going to move this back in this point. Let's see if I can add one more light. I'm going to Control Shift D this, and then have it here, or not it. I'm going to have to add another light because the linkage is affecting even the duplicate. So now select, move it upwards, make it rectangle, increase the size. All right. So now I think we are getting close. I'm going to have this at 5. And then till the text. What do I do now? Let me try one thing. So I'm going to add a circle. Add a cycle. Make it 16 or 32 even, or 64 even. Then increase the size of the circle. Make it really big. I'm going to move this to this point. Then E, also extrude it. On the camera view, it's blocking me. I don't want it to block me. So here on the visibility, I'm going to disable it on the camera. So shade smooth. And then on this, I'm going to make it an emitter. So I come here on the principal BSDF, I'm going to have it as emitter. Okay. This is looking nice, but something it's happening that I do not like. It's reflecting on the surface, on this surface, and I do not want it to reflect on this surface, and I don't know if the light linkage will work this time. Let's try. That's good. All right. Yep. Now we have this. So, though there's no reflection on this surface, let's move this light. Let's move it forward. All right, to this point, and then decrease the size to maybe like 3, and move it downwards. I think this light is also affecting the. So I'm going to exclude it. And now this is what we have. Our scene is looking a bit cleaner. I don't know if I can drag this downwards, then increase the size. Oh, well. Maybe somewhere like this. All right. So what else? What else? What else? What else? What else? This I'm going to remove it. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to remove this slide. We no longer need it. Thank you for service, or we no longer need you. So I'm going to come here. At this point, you can see that there's a little bit of reflection here. However, I want also lights to show on the top. So I'm going to add another light for the top of the animation. So Shift A, add the light, move this upwards. Oh, this light looks nice. This reflection looks nice. Come here, bring it downwards a bit. Now that we have this, I think we are good like this. So on this point, I really do not want these lights to be on the scene, on this front scene. So I'm going to off it. I'm going to off it. So I can off it by decreasing the strength and adding keyframe to it. So on the last part is where I want to have it. So I'm going to come here to 199, have it at 0, and then on 200, I'm going to enable it. Yeah, was it 10? Sorry, I didn't add the keyframe. Whoa, 10? Was it 10? But it's 10 too much. Whoa, 10 is too much. I think it was 1, right? Why? Yeah, 10 was too much. So, yeah. Also, this light, on 199, I'm going to have it at 0. And then I come here, have it at 500, enable it. So now it's really is dark. Then it comes here. I want it to be totally dark. So on this place or on this part also, I'm going to have it on 99. I'm going to enable this 0. Then on 100, I'm going to have it at, was it 10? I think, yep. Yeah. So now you see this is still some reflection from where. All right. Let's see. Is it really this that is reflecting? Which of the lights? Oh, this other light. So this other light is also going to be at the end. Let me see if we even need it. Okay, we don't need this other light, but I think the reflection is just too much. Let's try 30. Okay, so at 199, I'm going to have this disabled. Then at 200, I'm going to enable it. And 30. So now you see it's totally dark, and then reflects, then comes to this point, then here, okay, and then you have this other review. But let me go ahead and increase this, bring it to this point. Why is this? Okay. All right, let me move this up a bit. The shadow. So yes, this is what we have. You can, if you want, you can keep playing around with the light till you have a better result. That I'll be doing in the background. I don't want this video to take too long. It has already taken almost quarter of an hour. So yeah, thank you for watching this video. Please do not forget to like and subscribe, and yeah, we'll see you next time.